Let me tell you a story. It's one of the most famous stories Jesus ever told, but I want you to hear it like it's happening today. Imagine it not as something tucked away in an ancient book, but as something that could unfold in your own neighborhood, your own family, maybe even your own heart. There was a father with 2 sons. They had a good life, nothing extravagant, but steady. The father had built this home with his own 2 hands. The older son worked hard alongside him, steady and reliable. But the younger son, he was restless. You could see it in his eyes. One day he came to his father and said words that pierced like a knife.
Dad, I don't want to wait until you're gone. Give me my share of the inheritance now.
In that culture, those words were shocking. Like saying, I wish you were dead, because I want what's mine now. But the father didn't argue. He divided what he had. And just like that, the younger son packed his bags and walked away from the only home that had ever truly loved him. At first, life was everything he dreamed. He traveled far away, to a city buzzing with excitement. He had money in his pocket and freedom in his hands. Nights were filled with music, laughter, new friends, and the kind of thrill he'd always craved. But here's the thing about money. It doesn't last forever. And when the money dried up, so did the friends. Then came a famine, an economic crash, food shortages, people struggling to survive. The younger son, once the life of the party, now found himself broke, hungry, and forgotten. He took the only job he could find, feeding pigs. And for a young man who grew up in a culture where pigs were unclean, this was rock bottom. He was so desperate he found himself eyeing the slop he was feeding them. That's when it hit him.
He thought, what am I doing here? Back at my father's house, even the servants have food to spare.
Maybe I can go home. Not as a son. I've lost that right. But as a hired worker. At least then I won't starve. So he rehearsed his speech as he walked.
Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Just hire me as a servant.
Step after step, he carried the weight of shame, of regret, of memories of what he had thrown away. He didn't know if his father would even open the door. Maybe his brother would slam it in his face. Maybe the whole town would laugh. But he walked anyway. And then, this is the turning point, the moment that changes everything. While he was still a long way off, his father saw him. You know what that means? The father had been watching the road, day after day, scanning the horizon, hoping, waiting. And the moment he spotted that familiar figure in the distance, he ran. Not a slow, cautious walk. Not a polite nod from the porch. He ran, arms stretched wide, tears streaming, heart pounding. And before the son could even finish his little rehearsed speech, the father swept him up in an embrace. The son tried to speak. Father, I've sinned. I'm not worthy. But the father cut him off. He called out to his servants, Quick, bring the best robe. Put a ring on his finger, sandals for his feet, fire up the grill. We're throwing a party tonight. My son was dead, and now he's alive. He was lost, and now he's found. And just like that, the story that seemed headed for tragedy turned into a story of restoration. But it's not over yet. Meanwhile, the older son had been out in the fields all day, sweating under the sun, doing what he always did, being faithful, responsible, steady. When he came near the house and heard music and laughter, he asked a servant what was going on. And when he found out his little brother had come home and there was a feast in his honor, his heart burned with anger. He refused to go inside, so the father came out to him too, and the older son exploded. All these years I've worked like a slave for you. I never disobeyed. And yet you never threw me a party. But when this son of yours comes back, this one who wasted your money on wild living, you celebrate him? The father, with the same tenderness he had shown the younger son, said, My son, you are always with me. Everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate. Because your brother was dead, and now he's alive. He was lost, and now he's found. That's the story Jesus told. 2 brothers, one lost in rebellion, the other lost in resentment, and a father whose love covered them both. It's a story about us, isn't it? About the times we've walked away and felt unworthy. About the times we've compared ourselves to others and felt overlooked. about the ache we all carry for home, for grace, for love that welcomes us back, no matter what. Jesus told this story to remind us there is a Father whose arms are always open, who runs to meet us on the road, who doesn't just see what we've done, but who we still are, his children. Maybe you see yourself in the younger son, maybe in the older one, or maybe you just need to remember the Father. Whoever you are, wherever you've been, you're not too far gone. You are loved, and the door is still open.